Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome back. So before we begin, I'm just going to quickly share something. So we do know that in today's fast-paced world, we're constantly bombarded with advice on how to attain happiness, whether that's in our lifestyles or marriages or relationships overall. And with the multitude of voices on social media that are constantly giving us tips and advice on what they think the secrets to marriage is, it can be confusing to identify what does align with Islamic principles. And so many individuals also struggle to seek guidance or advice from their parents or families regarding what the secrets to a happy marriage is. And this just leaves us very confused about, what does a successful or happy marriage look like overall? So alhamdulillah, we have Dr. Amjad Qourshah, who is going to clear up all those misconceptions floating around what a happy marriage looks like. So a little bit about Dr. Amjad Qourshah. He holds a master's degree in Quranic tafsir from the University of Jordan and a PhD in comparative religions and Christian-Muslim relations from the University of Birmingham. And with his extensive knowledge and experience, he has served as a former lecturer in the Faculty of Sharia at the University of Jordan and currently serves as a resident scholar at the Dodd Foundation. He is interested in working with youth, family, atheism, and just fixing misconceptions about Islam on a global level in both languages, Arabic and English. And he also has intensive engagement on social media platforms, especially on Facebook. So before we do begin, I just want to remind you all that the QR code on the screen is used for any questions that you may have. And without further ado, let us warmly welcome Dr. Amjad Qourshah. Jazakumullah khairan.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Jazakumullah khair. Barakallahu feekum. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillahi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man walah. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم اجعل هذا الجمع جمعا مرحوما واجعل التفرق بعده تفرقا معصوما ولا تدع فينا شقيا ولا محروما. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. In the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most compassionate, the most merciful, all praise and thanks are due to him and peace and blessings be upon his beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He who is guided by the will of Allah, no one can misguide him, and he who is misguided, no one can guide him except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I do bear witness that there is no God but Allah and Muhammad is his messenger. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Man la yashkuru an-nasa la yashkuru Allah. The one who does not say thanks to the people, actually he's not thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore, jazakumullah khair for inviting me. To be honest with you, this is a huge topic. Very important topic. Very serious topic. I normally, when I give special workshop about how to choose your spouse, the minimum is 12 hours. Normally 24 hours. Happy marriage, 36 hours. Seriously, it's a full course. So that's why I decided to choose golden rules. So I will be highlighting rules, general rules, not anything in specific, because if you want to go on specific, one question could cover the full. What if she said, I said, Hamati, Hamatha, she said, I claim, I feel, she thinks, I think. What do you think, Sheikh? 1 hour. Wallahi, 1 hour. So therefore, what I will be doing, just highlighting a quick golden rules, at least from my point of view and experience. But let me tell you something now. Yes, primarily I'm an academic. Am I a university professor? Yes. And I love teaching? Yes. And I'm engaged with the world of academia? Yes. However, in parallel, I started sitting to try to give counseling for marriage disputes since 40 years. So part of what I will, literally 40 years. Exactly 40 years, in 1982, 83, more or less, 40, 41 years, I started really talking about this, being engaged in this. So therefore, I decided to give rules. So therefore, please, take the rule and try to pick and to apply on yourself what you think suits you. Rule number 1, with the limitation of time, taban. And I love this kind of counter, 52 minutes I have. Now, rule number 1, to limit myself, because I'm someone who cannot easily control himself. I forget myself when I speak. So therefore, I wrote. So I will read my exact words, then I will explain. Rule number one. Marriage is the only legal way to fulfill the mission behind our existence in this life. It starts from here. If we are not aware of this, everything next will not be good. Yani, if we are not aware that, please, as Muslims, you need to know this. When Allah addressed the angels by saying, وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. Behold, be aware, when your Lord said to the angels that I will be creating a successive authority. This is the meaning of Khalifa. Successive authority. Do you know how a successive authority will exist? Reproduction. You create one, two, then you will become four, then multiply. Through how? He decided the only legal way is marriage. So when we speak about marriage, we are literally discussing how to fulfill what Allah, when He decided to let our father Adam exist, how his existence will be. So it's not a marginal issue. It's not a joke. It's not an entertainment session. It's not, Sheikh, it's my choice, and I would love, and I think, and I feel. If you are a Muslim, put aside, I think, or I feel, or I. No. Please ask what Allah wants. Because we are part of the fulfillment of that mission. إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. If someone is about to get married in Islam without being aware of this, I personally think he has started the beginning from the wrong spot, from the wrong. You know, like in mathematics, I don't know even the terminology in the mathematics, but in case just. All right? Okay. Now, this is the straight path, let's say. From the very beginning, you started like this here. الانفراج بالانجليزي شو معناته؟ الزاوية المنفرجة. What does it mean in English? The angle with its I don't know mathematics in English. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about, okay? Now, if this is the straight path, from the very beginning, you start your step here, soon you will end up here. To go back to the straight path, you need this. So when you discover that you are here, to go back here, it will be everything is finished. Bye-bye, Habibi. Wallahi, I might be doing it sometime in some kind of comedian way, but this is the truth. From the very beginning, what is the purpose, the aim, the motive, the drive behind why I'm supposed to marry? You know why I'm saying this, why I started with this? Because whether you love or not, I myself, you yourself, we are part of the production of the corrupted media. Because Hollywood tells us something else. Because Turkish, Syrian, Egyptian series and drama, they tell us something else. حبيته يا بابا، أنا عايز أتجوزه. نقطة. That's it. Okay, طب why? بيضحكني. What? This is the only way بيضحكني? Why do you like her? She's very beautiful. طيب, what else? خلاص, beautiful. نعم بابا. What else? خلاص, I liked her. Why? You want to enjoy our life. Okay, why? Regardless, Sheikh, why? There should be no answer. لا حبيبي, there should be an answer. There should be an answer, wallahi. That's why. No start from here, the end will be there. Right, this is first golden rule from my point of view. Second golden rule. Before looking for a spouse, husband and a wife, look at yourself and be the one who everyone loves to be his or her partner. Another starting point. Now, we have like a proverb in the Arabic culture. I will be trying to translate the vibe of the Arabic culture. In Arabic, we say, كل عائلة تبحث عن زوجة صالحة لابنها الهامل. You know what does it mean? I don't know how to translate it, wallahi. Sometimes many people, they are looking for a righteous wife for their spoiled son. المهم زوجة صالحة. طب وطبعت الولد الصالح. Are you with me? As if الزوجة الصالحة, the righteous woman, will come and fix everything. What daddy and mommy, they have not fixed for the last 25 years, she will come and in a magical way, she will fix everything. This is another misconception. This is another big misconception. Now, generally speaking, you, whether you, brother, you, sister, before looking, I'm giving advice, rules. Before thinking about the characteristics, what you love, what you hate, what should be, what you ask Allah, forget everything, look at yourself. Are you someone whom anyone looks really he, she would love to be your spouse? Yes or no? Think in this way, try to be out, zoom out, look. What are the characters? We will face third point, but this is a general rule, which means let's work on ourselves first. Not just to keep asking Allah to bring the khair from the others. We should start with ourselves. That's why, in light of this golden rule from my point of view, I sometimes, if I'm asked by someone, Sheikh, when is the most appropriate time to start raising up my children in Islam? I said, before you choose his mother. What, Sheikh, are you kidding with me? No, wallahi. You start raising up your child before choosing even the mother, which means when you work on yourself. It's like another analogy. How many rich Muslims, they put in their will, please, I ask my sister, my sons and my daughters, build a masjid from the wealth على روحي. What? But you are living since 65 years and you are a multi-millionaire. For God's sake, who prevented you from building 10 masajid? Why to put it in your will? I'm just, wallah, it's a very funny question and silly question. بحط الوصية, please build a masjid. If you yourself, from your own money, you did not build a masjid, do you think your son will think about it? Forget it. What do I mean by this point? I mean by this point, let's start looking at ourselves from the very beginning. By the way, if you did this, you will twist the whole equation to support you instead of just keep chasing and looking here and there. وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلْ الْأَعْلَى. When you work in yourself to be an excellent husband or an excellent wife, Allah will take care of bringing to you what you deserve. But if I just keep thinking about forgetting myself, results could be disastrous. Another golden rule. Third golden rule. In the way of deciding who is good or not for me, my criteria in this should be dependable on Sharia first, then everything else. I mean by everything else, feelings, culture, surroundings, whatever, okay? Characteristics, whatever, choose it, name it. It's up to you, but after Sharia. After Sharia, because we have something distinguish us. As a Muslim, what distinguishes you from other by default, a Muslim means someone who has submitted herself to the will of his Lord. So therefore, a Muslim by default is a submissive being to the Creator. Does the Creator say something about this issue? Yes. Therefore, I submit the filtering system should include what He subhanahu wa ta'ala wants, loves, prefers, then my. Depending on that, for example, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the representative of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِذَا أَتَاكُمْ مَنْ تَرْضَوْنَ دِينَهُ وَخُلُقَهُ and تنكح المرأة لأربع. You know, no wait. ما لها لجمالها لدين فاظفر بذات الدين تربت يداك. It's like an example and criteria, which means Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in this beautiful hadith, actually two hadiths. One of them gives you a way of analogy on the criteria, the standard that you need to use. When he was addressing the parents or the family of the sister, was telling them, be careful, the priority should be for his taqwa and his khuluq. Does this mean that I'm not allowed to look at his wealth? No problem. May Allah let him be multi-billionaire, not even millionaire. I love him to be very handsome. A little bit like Tom Cruise. No problem. Wallahi, no problem. No problem. But like Tom Cruise or very handsome, Hollywood smile, but he's an arrogant with Allah, refuses to pray. Out. Out, 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 out. The criteria says out. But he's very nice. Out. But very handsome. Out. But out. But the same thing. تنكح المرأة, I'm giving you a rule, how to think, strategic thinking. Not your final decision. Your final decision is yours, but the process of thinking, depending on the strategic way. Now, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is highlighting social reality, describing a reality, saying, تنكح المرأة والأربع. People mainly, when they aim, male, men, the true men, the real men. Forget the, okay? Real men, when they want to marry, they look for a sister, mainly they look to one of four, generally, human beings, generally. قال مالها, حسبها, جمالها, دينها. It's either her beauty, how beautiful she is, or if she's the daughter of a rich person, or the decentship, basically, the prestige from the big tribe, a big, big name behind her. She's the daughter of the minister, the prime minister, a big tribe. In some Arab countries, the tribal thing, it has a big weight. So, or the piety and the religion and the chastity and these things. قال فاظفر بذات الدين تربت يداك. Prophet Muhammad is giving like a psychological priority how to choose the filtering system. As if he's saying, no problem to look for the very beautiful. It's by nature, you need it. You love it, not haram. But if it contradicts with the deen, out. Queen of beauty. As they say in the Syrian accent, بتفك عن حبل المشنقة. Untranslatable. You need to understand the culture. Ask a Syrian to explain to you what does it mean بتفك عن حبل المشنقة. Which means queen of beauty. But, as I said, arrogance with her creator. مش مقتنعة بالحجاب لما اقتنع. Arrogance. Arrogance. What does it mean? مقتنعة؟ يا سلام. مش مقتنعة. The same thing, مش مقتنعة بالصلاة. I'm not convinced in prayer. I'm not convinced in hijab. I'm not convinced, which means Allah has no priority yet in my life. Let me think, which means still my desire, my culture, my feelings, my whatever has the priority so far. Okay, when you decide to change, let's discuss. Out. This is the rule, which means when you want to decide, if this rule is not clear in your mind, you will lose. Definitely, you will lose. Because Prophet Muhammad said, قال فاظفر بذات الدين تربت يداك. This is a metaphorical expression. As if the woman of the deen is like a precious hunt. You need to hold to catch. If you don't do it, you have lost the golden opportunity. Or you are a loser. Which means, طيب, if she's from a big family, no problem, with deen. She's a queen of beauty, with deen and wealth. Wallahi niya lak. May Allah give you barakah. You are a lucky person. No problem. No problem at all. But this is the first priority, both sides. I'm just giving the golden rule, the general, which means when you start, before submitting your heart, your feelings to any area, bring the filter, put the filter. Does it go through? If no, close it. Out, out. Think next. تماما. والله المثل الأعلى. ولله المثل الأعلى. When you want to come to a country like Canada or United States, you have to fill an application called visa. True or false? Do they have red lines or not? Have you ever been a participant or membership in a communist party or a terrorist organization? If yes, may Allah be with your soul. Forget the visa, خلاص. No discussion. Out. Out. Am I exaggerating or this is the reality? Yes, خلاص, out. Forget it. Have you been involved in any kind of violence, XYZ? Have you, yes, if any one of these, if yes, out. Criteria, standard. This is what we do. When you want to be an employer in a big international company, whatever, you fill an application. They have a lot of concerns. Have you ever been, many of them, if you are qualified, or sorry, it's applicable on you, you will be out. Regardless, I'm not discussing who's right, who's wrong now. I'm discussing, do we do this or not? Yes or no? By the way, and sometimes, unjustly, we might really be hurt. For example, when you apply for citizenship or PR in this country, they ask about your health. If you have a serious matter in your health, you are not eligible for the PR. Do you know this? طيب, is my health under my control? In many cases, it's out of my control, yet out. طيب, is this against human rights? ولا لا? Question. Yet you are not eligible, out. I'm just paying your attention. Every group, every party, every gathering, political, social, tribal, whatever, just name it, they put their conditions and standard to choose who is allowed to be in and who is not allowed. True or false? True or false? Now, as Muslims, the one who founded our religion, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, sent to us through the revelation, if someone is arrogant with your Lord, don't be engaged to him, don't live with him as a partner, period. If I'm a Muslim, and by the way, this is, I'm a doctor of Sharia, okay? Definitely I'm not discussing mathematics now. I'm not talking to you from physical point of view or from mathematical point of view. No. I'm talking from religious, faith-based point of view. If you believe, this is a criterion, like anyone else. The one who believes in liberalism, they have something else. And we'll discuss it now a little bit. Right. Another rule, another golden rule. If you are a man, be aware that you will, when you marry, you will have advantages, but with responsibilities. I'm highlighting the concept of qiwama. You need to understand, qiwama means qama ala al-amr. It's you are taking care, means responsibility. And by the way, one of the amazing things, especially Arab culture, they are not aware that we use the word wazir. You know wazir in Arabic means what in English? Minister. Okay? Type. Wazir in Arabic from the word wizr. Who understands what's the original meaning of the wizard in Arabic? Can you raise up your hand and tell me? Wizard in Arabic means what? Who knows? Yes, stop. The origin, the linguistic, the radicals. What does it mean? Wizr. Okay, I will tell you. Wizr in Arabic, al-himl al-thaqil, the heavy burden. So by default, in Arabic, if you are a wazir, you were not, then you started holding a heavy burden in your shoulder. Which means once you started accepting holding a new post, you are holding extra responsibility, which means consequently more accountability in the day of judgment. Now, so marriage for us, it's an institution of reproduction, human beings fulfilling the concept of إني جاعل في الأرض خليفة to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Allah said الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد. وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون. Indeed, I have not created the jinn and the human being but to worship me. The worship, general meaning of worship, عبد يعبد عبادة. عبادة means in Arabic, العبادة في اللغة العربية linguistic meaning قال الانقياد والخضوع التام دون أدنى شرط. The full submission without any kind of precondition. Full submission, عبد. That's why in Arabic when we say, for Prophet Muhammad said in the hadith, تعس عبد الدينار, تعس عبد الدرهم, تعس عبد الخميصة. Woe unto thee, the one who is worshipping the dinar. But have you ever seen anyone putting a dollar or a dinar and doing sujood for it? Have you ever seen just one case? But what does it mean? What does it mean to worship a dinar? Full submission. Yes, sister. Can you speak loudly? After? Jazakallah khair. So much literally means no restrictions, no boundaries, whatever. I want the money. Haram, halal, halal, legal, illegal, permissible, not permissible. Am I hurting? I don't care. This is an act of worship, linguistically. That is the meaning, abd. That's why Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'isa abdul khamisa. Who knows what's the khamisa in this context, in this Arabic language? Do you know? Wow, to the worshipper of the khamisa. Okay, khamisa, it's a type of clothes, which means in our language now, wow, to the worshipper of the fashion. Ya Allah. Do we have worshippers for fashions now? Yes or no? Tell me, do we have with this understanding literal worshippers? Because what is the worship now? Whatever the fashion says, they follow. Halal, haram, okay? Who cares? Permissible, not permissible. Against the hijab, against the awra, with the awra, covers the awra, transparent the awra. Who cares? Is الموضة شيخ هيك الموضة. طب يصف يشف, okay? No, I don't care. Prophet Muhammad 1400 years, he said, Ta'isa Abdul Khamisa, which means he is the loser. Wow to the worshipper of the fashion. But this is the linguistic meaning, to understand what's the meaning when Allah says, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I've not created them, jinn and ins, but to worship. Worship does not mean ritual worship. Ritual worship is part of the general meaning of worship. General meaning of worship is full submission, full obedience in every single aspect of our life. Depending on that, now marriage, choosing the spouse, the way, everything is part of, it's an act of worship. Therefore, when a man wants to delve into this institution in light of the umbrella of this law, he should be aware of the following. Once you sign the contract of زوجتك تزوجت أتقبلين, yes, the contract of nikah happened immediately. He is someone will have advantages and authorities and responsibilities by default, immediately. That's why you say قوامون. قائم, when we say قام على الأمر, he's taking care 24/7. He's in charge. That's why the responsible, the wazir in charge for civilized people, when someone commits a mistake, he resigns immediately because he is in charge. Mas'ool. So if you started to become a husband in Islam. So in Islam, we don't accept by any way the Hollywood style of marriage. What's the Hollywood style? Blonde hair, blue eyes, six packs, triceps, biceps, Ferrari car, machine gun, superhero. Wow, beautiful woman. She loves him, he loves her. They go to a helicopter. They kill all the gangs. All bullets, they don't kill him. He does not die at all. He's very super, and they live all forever like this. Ooh, she keeps trying. Wow, she wants like this. Baba, عايزة مثله. Like this one. No. This does not exist in reality. It's just a brainwashing. It's just a magic. Just a lie. طيب في المقابل, the Hollywood style of the wife. Which wife? Fighter. European style. White, blonde hair, blue eyes, green eyes. Always having the شو اسمها اللعبة هاي؟ لعبة الأطفال هاي الشهيرة شو اسمها؟ باربي. Barbie shape 24/7 for 100 years. طب what about pregnancy? No. طب what about no. طب no. What happens? They brainwash us through the NBC, Cartoon Network. This is the style, okay? This is the style. But this is against the reality. In reality, part of our existence to the reproduction, families, kids, taking care. For the last 70 years, since the Egyptian TV and cinema started, they are attacking the concept of the family and the marriage all the time. And they are pushing women to leave their sacred, the most priority. Islam does not prevent women from going to work outside as long as their first priority, taking care of the most important in new generation. للآن, anyone will feel shy to say, I'm ربة بيت, يعني I'm not working. But if she's sitting at office with all the men around her, 24/7, putting makeup, unable to have even freedom even to scratch her eyes because of the 2 centimeters of makeup on her face. She cannot do like this because the makeup will go like this, okay? 8 hours, tick, 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 tick. Now, she's a strong, independent woman. But if she takes care of the kids outside, قاعدة في البيت. They brainwashed us. They brainwashed us. The most sacred. Otherwise, you yourself would not exist now to come to listen to me. Maybe all of you will be non-believers or atheists. Who took care of you to come to listen, Aslan? Who made you aware of your Lord, Aslan, if you don't have families? Do you think the street will do it? Basically, your Baba and Mama. The remainings of the family in Islam, by the way. Wallahi, we need to relook. If I'm getting into the whole idea of family through marriage, because it's Hollywood style or Turkish style or Syrian or Egyptian movies, the drama, كلها, the same. They are just copying. No. Islam, you have something else. That's why I challenge also always my students. Look, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he say, ومن آياته أن خلق لكم من أنفسكم أزواجا تحبوها لتسكنوا إليها. Second. The word second is the same word for home. Second. When I say housing. Housing, second. He is who created your spouses, your partners from you so that you have second. Second means tranquility, hudu, calmness. لتسكنوا وجعل بينكم محبة ورحمة مودة. Yes, مودة ورحمة. Allah did not speak about love. He spoke about mawadda and rahma, not hubb. You know why? Because hubb, love, in which they brainwash us, it's just a feeling, a claim. Mawadda is the practical application of the feeling. We don't care about your feelings as long as feelings are not transformed into action. That's why we say, sorry, sir, I don't care with what you say. I care with what you do. That's why Allah spoke about mawadda. جعل بينكم mawadda, which means actually what we need. It's not just emotions. I feel, I think. Practically, go and do something. Fix the problem. Go and work. Hold responsibility. Respect. Take care. Here comes the real application of love, which is mawadda, and you will be enjoying. Now, what if, for whatever reason, there was not that feelings, conflicts, problems, social, big, extended family? Because you are a believer, you believe in the one who created you and her, you and him, there's the rahmah, mercy. Something will stop you from doing injustice. Because who said that every two decided they loved each other genuinely and they started to start a family? Definitely they have a full guarantee 100% all the time not to have disputes or problems. Practically, is this a reality or not? Look at your parents. Romeo and Juliet 24/7? I'm asking, really. Your parents, your paternal aunts, all of your families, Romeo and Juliet 24/7? Is it the case? Which is just a myth, big lie. In reality, you have a lot of disputes and conflicts. Type, what will give the guarantee to keep this institution steadfast? Rahmah. Rahmah comes from where? From your faith. Or otherwise, who cares? Let them go to hell. That's why we need faith before getting into marriage. Second rule. I have 20 minutes left, sir. This is for me. Okay. Right. If you are a woman, you have advantages, but with duties and responsibilities. Same thing. You need to know that. You need to know that as a woman. Why I said that? One of the things I wrote, if you are a liberal feminist, your aim is just to be a strong, independent woman. You're right, by the way, no problem. But please stay at the house of your father. Take care of your nephews and nieces and don't come to the institution of marriage in Islam. I'm not addressing you. I'm addressing anyone who says, my priority in my life to be a strong, independent woman. You know, brainwashed. What does it mean? What does it mean, strong, independent woman? You know why I'm saying that? Because please take another golden rule and put it in this package, the last one. In Islam, man and woman, they complete each other and they don't compete each other. I repeat, in Islam, we complete. We don't compete. They created a problem that does not exist in the media for a purpose. They want you to be out to control you. So a Muslim husband, according to the Islamic understanding of marriage and family, is someone who's completing you. A Muslim woman is someone who's completing. A man cannot live without a woman. A woman cannot live without a man. We are sharing duties and responsibilities, period. So if someone started a relation with the mentality of a fighter, go to MMA. Wallahi, not to marriage. Go and fight there, strong, independent. Fight with your manager, not with your Muslim husband. I'm sorry, sisters, you know what I'm talking about. Because I think you listen to Instagram and you see the TikTokers, okay? And you know what happens. So please be careful, because the attack against the mentality of the woman is 10 times than the mentality of the man. Generally, they want, because the most important final shield to protect the family on earth, in addition to the fact that it's Islam, it's Muslim woman. By the way, you are much more valuable and important and serious than you think. You know why? Just by wearing the hijab, you are 24/7 da'iyah, whether you loved or not. For us, if you are not covering your head or wearing a thawb, like myself, by the way, when I walk on the streets, 99% of the people, they don't know that I'm a Muslim. Some people, they think I'm from Turkey, Muslim or non-Muslim, Greece, Italian, Bosnian, Serbian, Kazakhstan, but not necessarily a Muslim. For you, it's impossible, except a Muslim. So you are a moving flag 24/7. Islam is here, Islam is here, Islam is here, Islam is here, we are here, we are here. So, wallahi, that's why big powers on earth, they need to change your mentality. I'm not talking about hijab. Hijab is a simple aspect of this. I'm talking about the software inside, here and here. Because that's why I spoke about liberal feminist Muslim. If you want to be a strong, independent woman, please, 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 don't go to marriage. Go to somewhere else, please. Because if you are a liberal feminist Muslimah, basically, in our understanding, there is a serious intellectual virus in your software. You cannot be a Muslim mother. Strong, independent woman is fighting for her company, not for her kids. You need to understand. That's why I started with, basically, with the purpose of our existence. Right. Another golden rule with the last 15 minutes. You, Mr. Brother, taking care of your wife is an act of worship and not a burden of extra duty or a heavy duty. An act of worship. We don't have in Islam something, okay, maybe I made half wrong decision. It could happen, yes. But okay, not a nice decision. Ya Ammi, you did take a decision. Hold the responsibility. You have kids now. Right. Ya Sheikh, hasbunallah ni'mal wakil. You know, I don't know. I'm thinking to kill myself. Why? I don't feel I love my wife. Mailit mailak habibi. Who told you that necessarily you must have the highest level of love? If you have respect and you hold responsibility, at least go together to the Jannah. Close the fire. You know why? Because we are infected with the virus of Hollywood, of how the relation should be. 24/7, love according to Hollywood. No. Sometimes you can cope and live. And by the way, if you don't believe me, look at your parents. I repeat again. 24/7 Romeo and Juliet? How many times they fight? How many times? Thousands. Yet, they are still taking care of you. Yet, alhamdulillah, you are not crazy. What's the evidence? You are able to sit and listen to me. Yes, you have not lost your mind. You are not thinking to end up your life. You are not homeless. What's the evidence? If you are homeless, you can't come to a university like a university. Because someone is taking care of you. Yes. Family. By the way, no one on earth now appreciates and still holding the remainings of the importance of family except Muslims. And the still remaining of some practicing Christians, such as the Catholics. Forget the Protestants. No, because it's something else. But the Catholics still. But anyway, I'm talking about full package. Type another rule. Respecting your husband is an act of worship and not weakness. Now, taking care and respect, it's a complete relation. That's why. If I accept the rule, we are not competing. We are completing. Completing means duties. Sometimes you have the role of, why do we accept to be an employee and I have a CEO? I have a head of department. Why? Why we accept this in our daily life? Why I said, excuse me, I can't come because my manager asked me to submit the project. Okay, yes, you have a big excuse. Okay, hello, can you come? No, my husband asked me not to leave. نعم، ارميها السرماية حبيبتي. My manager asked me, okay, yes, I think you are excused. My husband, تف بوجهه. Don't allow him. You are not slave. My manager asked me, okay, yes, I think, yes, you have to submit it. You need to pick up your work. What? What kind of hypocrisy is this? Why it's acceptable from a manager to give commandments, but it's completely rejected from a husband? Why? Why? Just to give you how they brainwash us. Give you an idea how they brainwash us. In addition, by the way, I'm not saying giving commandments is this the healthy relation, but if it happened, why we accept it here, we refuse it here? Why? Just to give you that, we are infected with some viruses of the priorities, okay? But if you accept from the very beginning, rahmah, the relation is very healthy. It's cooperation. Habibi, hello, yes. Do you need me today? I have some kind of commitments. Okay, but please tell me. Just stop. Isma, don't interfere in my business. I mean, he wants to take care of you. He's your husband. He wants just, Allah created him on the base of caretaker. He wants just to make sure to save you if you need him. He's not he's your husband. You know, because of the media, brainwashed. ما حدش له دخل فيها حرة. طب what if your manager send you a text message? Where are you now? أنا مع صاحباتي. Okay, we need the project because the head of TCO is coming today. حاضر سيدي. It happens. Wallahi, it happens. To tell you how they brainwash us sometimes. Anyway, طيب. If, God forbid, your role model is a liberal YouTuber or an Instagram influencer or a TikToker, please don't expect to enjoy the merits and the happy moments of marriage in Islam. You will not. Your role model should be Quran and Sunnah and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You have to think about it. You know what I'm saying? Because the majority of, okay, my generation and your generation more. Still, there's now, I'm assuming the average of your ages are 20, صح? More or less, between 18 and 22, most of you. So your generation, basically, you came to this life and the only big influence that you witness is the social media. For us, when I was in your age, we had nothing to do with the social media. But now, the social media is one of the most important and basic factors of formulating the minds of the people. That's why easily you can say, who's your role model? TikToker. TikToker, yes. YouTuber. كبس 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 كبس. Thank you. هذا influencer, role model. What? But this is the reality. What happens inside? طيب. Next one. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد. When planning to have kids, thinking about marriage, our basic role is to remember that Allah said, نحن نرزقهم وإياكم. Rethinking about the concept of family between East and West, between faith and liberal materialistic values. Allah says, نحن نرزقهم وإياكم. The concept of rizq in full, the money, the support, the barakah, the blessings, comes directly as a decision from Allah to your kids, and in the way you will have a rizq. So Allah is taking care of them, not you. When you plan to have a family, don't let your ultimate way, but how I explain to you, don't be very, very materialistic. Be careful when you think. We have other elements. Right. Now, Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Time, both. Time, effort, suffering, struggling for the sake of your family when having a kids to have a happy marriage is an act of worship. That's why we were in need to the very beginning. An act of worship. An act of worship. يعني to have patience, to go work, to wash the dishes, to fight every obstacle outside, to bring the money, to take care of the new generation, to be a worshipper and servants for the haqq in this dunya is an act of worship. While you are cooking, washing the dishes, taking care of them, having very long nights without sleep because they are teething and have problems, all of it, it's an act of worship. You need to know that. If you are a Muslim, if you are a Muslimah, an act of worship, which means you and the one who's doing the qiyam are doing the same. Don't worry. Why to panic if you know this? And if you accept this, that's why I started from the very beginning, from a religious point of view. Now, another golden rule. When, I have 7 minutes left, when you forgive your partner, or when you give a chance, or when you close an eye, you are doing what satisfies Allah and His Messenger. Otherwise, you are satisfying Iblis and his followers, which means the relation of, but in marriage, definitely you have disputes. Definitely you have gaps, misunderstanding, mistakes. Definitely, we are human beings. It happens. Now, to close an eye, to forgive, to act as you have not seen, to forget all of these things, basically, when doing, you are not a weak person. You have not lost your power. Actually, you have gained more status in the eye of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you do it for the sake of Allah. By this, the mawaddah happens. Otherwise, if you want to, God forbid, to chase the Syrian drama, or the Egyptian drama, or the Turkish drama, or the Hollywood style, may Allah be with your soul. You are lost before you start. Wallahi, because Islam is completely, has nothing to do with these types of images. They are destroying the family. They are attacking the constitution of marriage. They want men and women to be just, like an open property for free, to use them in the market. In Islam, no, this is not the case. No, it's not the case. Right. Now, the last message, and you can consider me that I finished. Dear brothers and sisters, now it's not the case always that you will have someone to give you a reminder. Some decisions, if you have not taken them in the right time, as I said in this equation, going back to fix it could be a disaster. And by the way, let me just explain the same. I normally use this, sorry, but I need it now. I normally use this just to speak about repentance, normally. But let me just say it as I used to say it, then I will make the analogy. Now, basically, I used to say, if this is a person, this is the straight path now. I say, now, mathematically and logically, if I lost the straight path and I went stray, for example, this is A, okay? And this is, let's say, B. Now, from here to here is B. Now, I decided to repent. The efforts that I need to go from B to A is C. Okay? If for whatever reason I did not listen to the reminders, I continued going far from the straight path. For example, I reached to D. Now, B, it was just started smoking and just going with not nice people, and sometimes lazy in performing my prayer on time. Which means the effort that I need to fix it is very simple. 1 week, everything is finished. My father, my mother kept reminding Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Quran, the Ramadan. I did not listen. I came to D. Another reminder, another problem happened. So I'm trying to reconsider now. Between C and D, I started sitting with some people who drink alcohol. Unfortunately, I started dating in a haram style. I started being somehow addict on porno sites, with a possible good relation with drug gangsters. So when I decided, what if I want to return back to the straight path? So I have, for example, let's say Y. The effort of Y is 10 times of C. Even if I want to go back, the efforts to fix this is huge. But if I continued, for example, this is Z. I am someone who's wanted by the Interpol. I have killed already at least 10. I'm a professional, for example, leader of a gang of drugs. And I have a money laundry with billions. Right. God forbid, طبعا. Okay? Can you imagine if I decided to go back, what are the efforts that I need? Yani at least. Allah will not prevent me, by the way. Allah will allow me to come back, no problem. But what about my colleagues in other gangsters? They will shoot me. حبيبي رايح فين? You know all of our secrets. تعال حبيبي. That's it. 1 minute decision. Just thinking with the reality that my colleagues will kill me, I will think million of times not to return back. But why I need this? I use this for repentance. Now analogy, change it, marriage. I'm sitting with marriage disputes since 41, 42 years. I've calculated, I estimated the cases of just marriage disputes that I sat with, about 7,000 cases. Minimum 1 hour. Some of them 3 hours, some of them 17 hours. Okay? I can tell you that I sat with hundreds of cases. Of those people, most of them, they come to me between D and Z. They come to me, which means, طب حبيبي, where have you been when you started here? When you come, when you are here or here or here, still the solution is there. But can you apply it? Obstacles, problems. That's why if Allah willed, forget me now, forget my face, forget who am I. Allah willed and someone came and just knocked the door of your heart and your mind and told you, be careful, rethink about the main rules, take it seriously. Because I could be, by the will of Allah, one of those messages from Allah to you, not because of me as Amjad or Muhammad or Abdullah. No. Forget who's the person. The message itself, it was facilitated to you to take care. If you start the right way, you will enjoy it, growing to the Jannah, because basically the end result that we are aiming is what? Happy marriage? No. Happy marriage is a tool. Our goal is not happy marriage. A happy marriage is one of the best ways to go to the Jannah. Period. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. جزاكم الله خيرا for being good listeners. Thank you very much. And by the way, you don't know how much I enjoy speaking and lecturing at universities. You know, I'm an associate professor in my university for about 18 years. And since about 5 years I'm in Canada, I'm not dealing in universities. Wallahi, as if like a fish which was outside the water, I'm breathing now under the water as a fish. Okay. Thank you very much.
Jazakumullah khairan. So we do have a couple questions that we can just go through really quickly. The first question is, what does working on yourself look like in regards to preparing yourself for...
Sorry, what is working? I have the
Okay, I'll go slower. Sorry. Okay. What does working on yourself look like in regards to preparing yourself for a happy marriage?
You know, it's a big question, but the general question basically, be a genuine true Muslim. The general main guidelines. لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه. One of the ways. Now, if you are a man, try to ask yourself, what are the most important characteristics you would love to be in the man who will come to ask for the hand of your sister? Ask yourself this question. Just imagine. Take a session with yourself. Okay, work on yourself with them. What are the most important, for example, let's say characteristics you feel really you have a jewel at your house when your brother is searching for a sister? What? Her beauty or her morals? Her attitude or her makeup? Seriously, you as a woman, basically. I mean, when you are accompanying your brother searching for a wife, your radar system, your scanning system, when you do the X, depending on what? I'm asking seriously, depending on what? What are the things that you did X because her makeup was not professional? Who cares? Who cares? If she was an arrogant person, because she's queen of beauty, you will hate her. So be careful. I'm just giving you a strategic way, answering the question in a very general way.
Okay. Yeah. Second question is, what are some non-negotiable baselines a man and woman must fulfill? Example, ilm, dunya, etc.
Allah, because of the echo, I'm not able to hear you very well.
Okay, no worries.
What are the?
What are some non-negotiable baselines?
Non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Okay. Non-negotiable, by the way, non-negotiable, we have first line, which is the haqq of Allah. Then we have other lines. The haqq of Allah, if this person is against Allah, arrogant against Allah, does not apply what Allah wants, this is innegotiable as first line, red line. After that, do we have? Yes, طبعا. You have the rights, you have cultural things after the haram and the halal. Sometimes you have the right to use them, or personal type. For example, someone who found a very religious person, for example, sister and another sister, both of them, they are religious. Okay? Both of them, they are religious. So we skipped the first red line. Now, he is from X culture, and they have a very restricted, cultural issues. So he decided to, for example, to go to number one, not number two, because she's closer to his culture. Is this haram? Is this haram? No. You have the right to. As long as we skip the first red line, which is the haqq of Allah, now it's your choice. I feel type. For example, my mother, my sister, my brother, all of the family, they think X is the queen of beauty, while B is a very, very nothing of beauty. For me, B is the most attracted person to my heart. So it's a red line for me. I'm not supposed to listen to anyone else. It's my decision and my feelings after the haqq of Allah. So basically, the haqq of Allah and the Islam is number one. After that, everything is negotiable, by the way. But what I advise you, what is the rule? What is the rule? You need to know the following rule. I call it the rule of the bird with the two wings. There's no bird with the two wings, Aslan. But it is the bird of the two wings, which means this rule will not work unless the two things will work together. Number one, you have to know that no decision will be taken but with consequences. Whatever decision you take, for example, after the haqq of Allah, now you have a wide range of negotiable and unnegotiable things. It's your decision. Yani, culture, family, the opinion of my mother, my father, financial situation. Both are religious, but her father is rich. And most likely her father will die in 2 years. So I will be a multimillionaire. She will inherit him. Do some people think in this way? Yes. Okay. I'm just a joke. But whatever. Okay. I decided, for example, to think that, okay, Islam does not give my parents the right to force me on someone specific, by the way. Does not give them to force, males and females. Okay? But I decided to listen for the sake of satisfying my mother. I decided. I have to know that a price will be paid. I was not attracted very much to that sister, but I want to satisfy my mother. A price will be paid. I have to pay the consequences. I must. Type. This is rule number one, which means no decision, whatever the decision is, but a consequence will be paid. The price will be paid. What is the other rule, the other one? The other rule, please take a decision about your own priorities and big values so that not to pay a price that you can't afford. يعني. If, for example, imagine that someone, let's say, from a Pakistani culture, he fall in love with someone from an Arab culture, sister. His culture are pushing him, don't go outside the Pakistani culture. Does this happen? Yes. Now, he is, or the other way around. He's an Arab, she's a Pakistani, for example. It happens. We have restrictions, here we have restrictions. Everyone around him in his culture is pushing him, please don't go outside, don't go outside. But now, this is not a haram and halal issue. Now, he has the option to choose. Either ways, a price and the tax will be paid. If he decides, now his heart is highly attached with someone outside his culture. And he feels that he will feel very happy with her. But he knows that all of his family will be a little bit disconnected from him. If this person is a very independent person and would love as a planning for his future to travel around the world, and he is not planning to be close from the extended family, now his priority for himself, not to take care a lot and let him take a decision with his heart, no problem. If he's a very homey person, very attached to the family, and every single aspect of his life is completely dependable on his family, you know his decision means what? A disaster. Not from haram and halal point of view. From practical, technical point of view, clashes all the time. Clashes. Different mentality, different style of life, different culture. 24/7 clashes. Love will evaporate in 2 weeks. Because his mother and his wife, 24/7, for example. Okay, I'm exaggerating the example, just to give you an insight how to think about the questions, negotiable and non-negotiable. Haqq of Allah is negotiable. After everything is negotiable. But you need to know what is your priority, and definitely a price will be paid. But take a decision in advance, what is the price that you decided to pay? So therefore, you will live your life with the best, let's say, level of happiness possible. Inshallah, bi'idhnillah. Inshallah. Can we make it the last final, because I have another commitment, I have to leave.
Yeah, no worries. This is the last question. So how can we know as a brother if he has the qualities of qiwama, especially in the environment of students?
Can you repeat it?
Okay, so how can we know as the brother has the qualities of qiwama, especially as environment of students?
This is a question by a sister.
Yeah.
How, as a sister, can I know that he has the quality of qiwama?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big question. Embarrassing question. Well, للأمانة, because I'm not speaking in Arabic, but I will do my best. Now, you know, sometimes to know 100% as a guarantee, it's impossible. 100%. But generally speaking, we have lines of information, channels, the general reputation, the history, the family, the way of raising, you know, the reputation of the family in general. I mean, is it very complicated to know that this person is a spoiled person and 24/7 is dependable on his parents? It's not that complicated, by the way. That's why I have what I call, I don't want to translate in English because I use it in Arabic, when we say balonat al-ikhtibar. Balonat al-ikhtibar, I say when, for example, the period of khutubah, فترة الخطوبة. Why Islam is encouraging the period of engagement. I'm talking about the khutuba in Islam, not in some Arabic cultures, because engagement or khutuba, it's equal to what we call now reading the Fatiha just. Still, they are ajnabi and ajnabiyya, which means I'm not talking about the contract of nikah yet. I'm talking about the definition of khutbah in Islam, وعد غير ملزم بالزواج. A promise which has no legal authority or power for any commitments, which means you can break this promise at any moment, he or she. It's just a possible first step to know each other. Why Islam allowed this? So that to come to know each other. So, and it has no limit. It's not just ru'ya shari'i, which means just one session. No, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 5, maybe 10. In a shari'i environment, they don't have the khalwa, okay? What is the purpose for this? Discussion now. What do you think about this? What do you think? Why they do interviews in the big companies? Why? Just to, okay, is it a guarantee the interview will reveal for the company 100% what could be the product of this employee? No, but this is a tool. By the tools, we keep developing. We ask questions. We do tests. Sometimes, what do you think about such and such? The reaction, the attitude, the face, the hesitance. Okay, yes, no, okay, he's hiding. Hypocrites, honest, true, direct, yes, no. So basically, I do my best. I keep asking, what do you think about this? How you all deal with this? If he has never, ever thought about it, it's an indication. If he's ready with the answer, it's another indication. If I kept facing him after making consultation after his first answer for the second session, third session, clear. Well, for example, plus the istishara, which is asking everyone around me, plus the istikhara. And don't forget the power of the istikhara. You know, because the istikhara, basically the base of the istikhara, after taking all possible means, al-akhd bil-asbab, the istikhara basic, that I'm asking Allah to choose for me after doing my best. Sometimes I'm doing my best, but still a lot of things are still hidden. If I deserve that Allah will protect me because I deserve to be protected, Allah will give me the final result even though it might go against my desire. But the purpose of the istikhara, you know the dua, Allahumma inni astakhiruka bi'ilmika wa astaqdiruka biqudratika wa as'aluka min fadlika al-azim fa innaka taqdir wa la aqdir wa ta'lam wa la a'lam wa anta 'allamul ghuyub. I'm submitting, Ya Allah, you know the future, you know the ghaib. اللهم إن كنت تعلم أن هذا الأمر فيه خير لي في ديني ودنياي ومعاشي وعاقبتي. If you know, and Allah knows, that this matter, being engaged, getting married from that person, he, she, okay, contains khayr for me in this dunya and the akhirah, make it easy for me. Make it happen. And if you know, here come now, please highlight now. And if you know, and Allah knows, that it contains shar, it's evil, it's not good for me. قال اصرفه عني, take it away from me. واصرفني عنه, because I might have already been what? Attached, have feelings, because you have 10 sessions for 2 months, meetings, I'm a little bit inclined to. واصرفني عنه in the istikhara. وَقْدُرْ لِيَ الْخَيْرَ حَيْثُ كَانَ, bring me the khair wherever it is, plus ثُمَّ رَدِّنِي بِهِ, and give me the satisfaction and acceptance of your decision. That's why in Islam, it's nearly impossible to find a true, genuine Muslim or Muslimah, because his possible future wife refused him, he will commit suicide. We don't have it. Seriously, we don't have it. We don't have it. I throw myself from Empire State. No, we don't have it. Because there's no khair. Close the file. Okay, I will feel unhappy. The healing will be very quickly. That's it. But I will not kill myself. Because I know that there is no khair. Allah lam yaqdi li bidhalik. Close the file. That's it. The same thing for the sister. That's why we do not allow it for the height extent to go together, because like here, like for example Maradona, he decided to marry when his daughter was 13. What kind of way? He decided to marry after his daughter became 13. Still, his wife is a girlfriend. No. Islam, we don't have this. No. We have borders or something. If we decided to make this marriage, we do our best to let it to be the best. But what if we made a mistake? But what if we did not make a mistake, but someone changed it later? Is it possible? Is it possible to do the best investigation and the best decision, yet after 2-3 years, someone decide to change? He was praying, excellent, he decided to drink alcohol. Is it possible? طبعا possible. It's a new, what? Test in my life. New test. She was the queen of beauty. She was very nice. She became very nervous because she started listening to someone, brainwashed her. She decided to take off the hijab. She decided to become a strong, independent woman, liberal, Islamic feminist. Is it possible? طبعا possible. Yes, possible. But what shall I do? It's a new test. Regardless how you will solve it. But you've done your best. This is a new phase of a new test in your life. Because it's not the end. But in general, I hope that I gave you an idea. I told you, it's impossible to tackle every single point in your mind. That's why I decided to make the title Golden Rules, not discuss something in details. Because in details, every single case needs 1 hour. If you want to go in depth. جزاكم الله خير. بارك الله فيكم. Shall we finish, inshallah? جزاكم الله خير. Thank you very much. بارك الله فيكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.